Hi, thank you for participating in our Chiropractic Expo survey. Your information has been highly valuable, and we're excited to use this information in helping you to best integrate oils into your practice better, and also to help other chiropractors see the vision of starting in consulting with doTERRA. So those of you who have just met me, my name is Kathy Alldredge. I'm a diamond with doTERRA. I have been with the company over 8 years and have built a company, a global team. And I've done that many of the traditional ways like you, and also have done that doing vendor events. So one of the things that we promised you as a result of this survey is to give you some of my top tips of those of you who have considered or hope for ideas on best how to reach an additional target market by doing vendor events, or what we like to call expos. So why do a booth? What is it that you're hoping to achieve? And this can be so personal. Most people want to do a booth or an expo because they want to try to reach outside their target market. So what you have to decide when you decide where and what booth to do is, does your target market hang out at this booth? Are they going to be coming to this event? Will they be paying to come? And once you discover if this unites with your vision of where you want to attract and those you want to bring in, whether it's into your practice or into your doTERRA business, you'll be able to answer those questions. Now, question people love to ask me is, who should do a booth? And I have to be very honest here, not all teams or people who are building doTERRA should do booths. If your strength is an activator or a woo, and you really are comfortable in front of strangers and really connect with people on the spot, booths would be a great thing for you. If you're someone who maybe takes a little bit of time to warm up to, you might consider building differently and not moving into the vendor arena. So again, not to say that that personality or those strengths wouldn't have success. Just in my team, I've discovered that there's certain personalities that really succeed at vendor events and others that don't. So let's talk about how to obtain a booth. Look around you. Okay, what's happening in the health and wellness industry? Maybe looking at Trader Joe's or places where your target market shops, what's being advertised. You'll be surprised to see that it doesn't necessarily need to be the biggest, largest event. It can be a simple farmer's market or a city event. I know there's a city near us called Draper, and they have Draper Days, and all the city comes out to participate in that. So find out, and remember, always ask the booth owner, or the event owner, if a doTERRA person is already exhibiting, because we have a standing rule within booths that we don't double up and allow two doTERRA people to be in an event. Now, even if you're coming in as a chiropractor or as a practice, make sure that you tell the event coordinator that you also are exhibiting at your doTERRA, so that they don't let another doTERRA booth come in. We've had it happen, and it's not pretty, okay? So things to consider: is it indoor? Is it outdoors? If it's outdoors, are you going to need an awning, right? If it's indoors, is there a table that's provided for you? Most of our larger events provide us a 6-foot table draped and 2 chairs. I use those tables as part of my setup, but I never just do their particular setup, okay? And those of you who want to see some of our exhibits and some of our setups, you're welcome to email me, or you have my email in this particular how I've just sent you. Okay, so one of the things that you have to discover with when you do indoor events does carpet required? What are the things that are required? A lot of times we've actually shown up or flown into an event and carpet was required, so we went and bought a rug for over like $100, and it was cheaper than actually renting from the venue. So there's a lot of things that we can dig into, and I'm not going to go into my full expo training as much as helping you with the details that you need to help decide from. So golden question: how many cross-line teams should I bring into a booth? Or should I bring cross-line teams? This is really tricky. And how do you work the enrollments at a booth? So usually what I've discovered is that you do a vertical line at a booth, meaning the leader and their downline. Okay, when it's that way, everybody's invested in everyone's success. It takes real confidence in relationships. I am successful at doing booths with what I call my cross lines, or my frontline leaders, and we all successfully share those enrollments and are really conscious of the people who actually connected with the enrollments that happen. Which leads me to say, yes, you can enroll people at events, and we do it successfully all the time. You have to get really good at what I call the 3 to 5 minute enrollment. You have to learn to ask the right questions. It can be done, and yes, I do bring product to my events. So we can dig into that a little bit more. You can reach out to me and ask me for my full expo training. That's something that it should be published soon as well. So some booths and events cost money, right? Some up to about $2,000 to $3,000. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to invest in that booth? Does your target market show up at that event? And will you be able to, of course, make up the amount from that event? You know, we are not large corporations. We work for ourselves. Just like you, I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA. So investing those kind of funds into an event, it can be very risky, right? You have to do your research. Who is the market that's coming? How many people attend? Are they paying to enter, right? And if that's the case, usually when we have paid tickets and they're wellness and health and minded focused, we've had success. Now, I always say allow team members to pay for the booth fee prior to the event. When you try to collect that booth fee afterwards, and maybe it wasn't successful as you thought it was, it's harder to allow people to pay for a part of the process. And I'll tell you this, if people or your team pays for the event prior, then they kind of have a little bit more, what I call, they're a little bit more in the game. They have a piece of the puzzle that they recognize that they have to work hard to make sure that maybe they break even at the event in enrollments and fast starts. Or you can also retail product, meaning product off your shelves and things at the event. And we've done that before, and we're very conscious of those people who are already enrolled with doTERRA and ask them to please move on and remind them to call their upline and discover how, again, to order on their accounts. So we've talked about what kind of crowd the event will bring. Who is attending the event? I say this over again. Are these your people? That's really important to know because you want to discover who that person is that you're looking for, and then go to their watering holes. And an event or an expo or farmer's market is that place. Great. This is great for you. Now, go with intentions. Make the most of your time there. Prepare your team with that mindset as well. Your intention is always to connect, inspire, and commit. Commit them to what? Commit them to a coaching call, to a consult, to an enrollment, to a kit. Every single person that comes to your booth, you have the connection, you have the opportunity to connect with. And if you treat every drawing slip, every business card, every note, okay, as if it was a $50 bill, and really commit to following up with those people and engaging with them and scheduling that time with them, you will have a successful event. You need to be better at that more than just, hey, how are you today? You need to have better script than, they'll say good and walk away. You need to make sure, sorry, my nose is so itchy. You need to make sure that you can engage them and into conversation and put oils on people. Okay, always ask permission, but put the oils on the people. The oils, open the bottles, allow them to smell, ask permission to. Peppermint's usually the one we always hold. Everyone has a bottle of peppermint because peppermint gives them that wow factor. And if we allow them to put it on the back of their necks, they can touch, smell, feel it, 3 experiences in one moment. And of course, the law of 3 interactions. Another thing that is always fun to ask is, are you familiar with essential oils? Are you using essential oils? Practice your 30-second commercial and be okay when you get the no, and knowing that you have to get that many no's to get a yes. And not necessarily saying have a tough skin, but you're trying to weed through the terrace to discover who the golden wheat is. So I'm excited to help you share these valuable tips. Remember, spend more time with less people. Yes, think quality over quantity. Know that you can enroll people. Have the things that you need to enroll. Have enough enrollment forms. Have drawing slips. Have a beautiful display of something to give away, right? And allow people to engage with you. Book classes, yes. Okay, I never have a sign that says host a class with me. I work towards that and create the relationship as well. Now, one of the things you want to make sure is if you are doing this event locally, please have events that are scheduled in the next week or two and invites to this, that you can invite these people to come to. This is really, really valuable to help with the follow-up. I always like to say the fortune is in the follow-through. So I'm hoping these tips that I shared with you will help you and open your mind to the possibility that yes, you can have success at a vendor event. To be very conscious with what you're trying to create. Know your intentions and what you're planning on creating. One of my very favorite exercises that I learned from one of my coaches years ago was journalize before that event as if it has just ended. And be grateful what you have created so that when those people come up to your booth that you know that you need to connect with at a business level, you'll know how to recognize them. So thank you for allowing me to share some of my knowledge with you, and we look forward to connecting with you next.